Let's quickly compare and contrast Shein versus Temu versus AliExpress dropshipping. And so here's a review I want you to pay attention to. So I want to first start with Shein. So when you think about Shein, I want you to think about a platform that has been in existence for the last few years, and it's one of those things where you're not going to have high-end products through Shein. Okay, this is actually an online fast fashion company based in China, and they actually started about 2008. So they've been around for 15 years now, and so the platform is really known for its super cheap clothes, focusing on women. So if you want to do drop shipping and you want to drop ship clothes that really are like women clothes, you will love Shein for their pricing model. And the cool thing is that Shein mostly sells women's clothing, but also offers an increasingly wide selection of accessories, shoes. They started actually introducing children's clothes and men's apparel too. So this is kind of cool. And so the brand has become so famous on social media because it markets its products to Instagram influencers who use affiliate links, sending them free clothing to review and paid ads. And this is kind of cool. And so if you're looking for a Shein in terms of drop shipping, you need to really understand the ordering of Shein clothes. It's really straightforward. So basically, the amount of clothing available on Shein's website is overwhelming, to say the least. So while the site is easy and very intuitive to navigate, know that a shopping trip will not be quick, and you might spend like 1 or 2 or 3 hours before actually finding the kind of clothes that you want to drop ship at. And now, can you contact the company directly? Right now, they don't have that. They don't have a drop shipping service, a direct drop shipping service, and so that's good. That's really important to know. And but Shein clothes fit pretty well. I mean, they have a constellation of services, a constellation of sizes, and I mean, depending on the geography. So this is kind of cool. Now, if you are, I mean, what we have seen in our research is that some people want to focus on a specific line of clothing, but if you want to drop ship, let's say clothing or accessories, especially female accessories, and you are pretty comfortable with the sizes, then you are good to go. But you don't expect Shein to really sort of support your drop shipping sort of ventures, if you will. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Now let's talk about Shein clothes being good quality or bad quality. Now, if you are a dropshipper and you are only interested in quality, you are interested in quality, you are interested in price, right? And those two elements are pretty advantageous to Shein because the clothes are of good quality and also cheap. So basically, that's what it is. And but the thing is that the quality actually is mostly random. In other words, if you want to drop ship Shein clothes or Shein accessories in general, you have to do a little more due diligence, and you might have to do a series of trials and errors just to see which one works for you. Okay, so when we talk about the Shein clothes being worth it, really, our answer is yes. I mean, your customers will appreciate the fact that they have a inexpensive but high quality clothing. And but like I said before, you're gonna have to go through a series of trials and errors to find what really works for you. One thing you want to really be sure about is to do your research. You got to do due diligence before buying something from Shein to avoid having to deal with customer service, because the sizing, quality, and look of an item may not be what you expect or what you see in the pictures. So you should always check the sizing chart and read any reviews of the item first. And so basically, what we have seen is that if you're thinking about drop shipping Shein clothing and accessories, it's important to really go through the honest reviews, because those are really helpful. Because a lot of people also uploads photos of their purchases, so you can see what the pieces look like in real life, which is really helpful. And but the bottom line here is that when it comes to Shein, you never know exactly what you're getting, not only as a drop shipper but also as a customer. So, but the thing is that because you have low prices and free returns, it's really a fun and cheap way to try new styles and experiment new trends and see which one your drop shipping clients will really like. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Shein versus Temu versus AliExpress. So now let's talk about Temu. So when you think about Temu, I want you to think about the fact that this is another shopping platform, okay? And you are thinking about you can buy things a lot faster. And what we love about Temu is that we love the fact that they are more customer centric than Shein or AliExpress. And the thing is that Temu has many more products. Okay, so Temu actually may have seemed that they emerged out of nowhere, but they've been around for a while now. I mean, so they sell all kinds of stuff. Yes, do they focus also on women clothing? Yes, but they do more stuff. They do electronics, for instance, something that Shein is not really known for. Okay, so with Temu, I want you to think about a larger and broader platform. Elect- Electronics, kitchen accessories, for instance. You have gym accessories, and so on and so forth. And to actually drop ship on Temu, again, Temu is kind of similar to Shein in the sense that they don't have a dedicated drop shipping service. So you're gonna have to you're gonna have to go through a series of trials and errors and buy stuff on Temu and really trying to see what really works for your operation. Now Temu is so cheap because they are really are they have figured out their business model. They are again based in China, but they are able to they have diversified their production locations actually out of Southeast Asia, so not just in China. Okay, and the thing is that people are talking about what forced labor. People are talking about like now, if you are focused on that, you're not going to be able to shop on Temu. Okay, and because Temu is not the only it's not the only one guilty of that, if you will. I'm not even saying that they are guilty of that, but they're not the only company that actually has been associated with forced labor. And Temu is not a scam. We've heard on social media people saying, "Oh, they're a scam," whatever. They're not a scam. This is a legitimate company that has a legitimate website, but you have to watch out for lightning deals that promise extra savings. And so because Temu has gamified its site, so pop-ups with wheels to spin for discounts, tokens to collect, and countdown clocks make it seem like time on offers is running out, but they are designed to push customers towards purchases. So sellers on Temu, meanwhile, often still designed so they don't have to pay for to pay the intellectual property on their own. So it's something to be aware of. So when we talk about Temu dropshipping, we got to think about the kind of designs that Temu's sellers steal. Now there are too many designs to list, but one example is that you have a lot of very pretty well-known Versace bags, for instance. There are actually that you can see a copy on Temu. Okay, it's one of those things where if you are going to drop ship on Temu, you got to ask yourself, are you willing to drop ship sort of counterfeited items? Are you willing to drop ship like generic items? Okay, and Temu has an intellectual property policy, and so it's one of those things where they always say that they strictly require all sellers to comply with their policies and provide the necessary licensing agreements to list their products on the platform. But the thing is, when you actually browse the sites, you will see that they do not always enforce their policy strictly. And lots of products will be discontinued only for similar items to pop up under new listings. So if you are going to drop ship via Temu, you want to make sure you do a little bit of due diligence to make sure the product you want to drop ship is actually legit. Okay. And if you order something on Temu, it will arrive, but it's just not going to arrive around the corner. It's not going to arrive right away. It might take 15 days, and in some cases, it might take three to 4 weeks. This is because those items are actually originating from China, and depending on where you are actually ordering the Temu order from, you might actually have to deal with some customs due diligence. Okay, now Temu will tell you that if an order is not shipped within 15 days, it will issue a refund, but they do not always enforce that. And there is a return process on Temu, and shipping is free within 90 days of purchase. Note that that's within 90 days of purchase, not receipt of your order. Okay, so if you are going to drop ship via Temu, you want to be aware of those metrics, because right now there is no sort of specific dedicated drop shipping customer service. you are going to buy as if you are a regular customer. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Shein versus Temu versus AliExpress. AliExpress. So AliExpress dropshipping. Now AliExpress is basically the better known name as of like out of the three, right? So it is a global online marketplace based also in China, and this was a popular choice for e-commerce companies that want to source inventory at wholesale rates using a dropshipping business model. And it's really a solid alternative to other marketplaces like Amazon and eBay. And the products on AliExpress range from clothing to jewelry to electronics, beauty products, home improvements tools, and much more. So while there are plenty of advantages to using AliExpress for e-commerce, there are definitely some caveats to be aware of before you get started. So what we have seen is that compared to other dropshipping companies on the market, AliExpress typically requires additional software to streamline and scale your process. So if you don't know what you're looking for, there can also be some issues with product quality on items purchased through AliExpress. So it's one of those things where you have to see once again what really works for you. So what I want to say is that when we talk about AliExpress, here are the good and the bad. First of all, the good in terms of AliExpress drop shipping. Basically, you have cheap inventory. Cheap inventory. Is it cheaper than Shein or Temu? Not necessarily, but you do have a larger array of products. Shein is focused on female clothing. Temu is focused on female clothing and a little bit more of other accessories, but AliExpress is way larger, way broader in terms of the array of products on sale. So you have cheap inventory, you have a low startup cost, you have extensive product catalog, you have a service that ships directly to consumers, you have a tool that integrates with other tools, you have detailed product images, supplier ratings, and feedback. So that's really good in terms of giving you a flexibility in terms of information also. You have the ability to message the supplier. You have free shipping. I mean, there are no minimum orders though, so this is something that's really cool. What about the bad? You have long shipping times. You have a complex return process. You have quality issues, knockoff products, and you have non-existent customer service. So if you're looking for customer service, you're not going to find it with AliExpress. So when we talk about AliExpress pricing and options, you need to really understand that AliExpress, if you like, when it comes to drop shipping through AliExpress, the whole process is 100% free. There is no membership or subscription required. The only thing you need to pay for is the product you are buying at wholesale rates. This varies significantly based on the category and supplier, and so this is important. So let's say if you look through some of the women's fashion products, you will see that most items average about $10. You can even find some bathing suits, dresses, t-shirts, and blouses starting at about $5. Consumer electronics items are also very popular on AliExpress, and so this is something that to be aware of. But what I want to say is that if you can see on the screen here, you can find drones with built-in cameras on AliExpress for under $100. Just be aware of the quality, as some may be defective. Okay, always you want to look at the seller ratings, and ideally, you want to test the products on your own before putting them on your site. And in terms of AliExpress dropshipping, anyone can use AliExpress for dropshipping. It's a low cost and low barrier to entry to actually get into this market. You can sign up in seconds with just an email address or log in through one of your social accounts. This is totally possible. But to use AliExpress for dropshipping, you need to have your own e-commerce store hosted elsewhere. AliExpress is not an all-in-one solution. Unless you are using a third-party dropshipping tool to bridge the gap between your customer orders and suppliers, you have to manually enter the purchase details on AliExpress each time someone buys from your e-commerce store, which is really it's really crazy. You do not want to do that. So the process is not really scalable, and it's also prone to errors. So if you're planning to use AliExpress for dropshipping and wholesale rates, you should also invest in a solution like Dropify, for instance, or Adobe, or like a lot of other players, okay? And this helps automate the fulfillment process and syncs AliExpress items with your e-commerce platform. So you also have AliExpress Global Selling. So while the vast majority of the product might be shipping to the US, they also sell to other countries. So AliExpress is pretty straightforward in that department. So here's an overview here. So when we talk about Shein versus Temu versus AliExpress dropshipping, which one should you really go for? But before I answer that question, let's talk about the importance of dropshipping suppliers. So when we talk about dropshipping suppliers, we're talking about the backbone of every dropshipping business. So without suppliers, there is no inventory to offer your customers, period, okay? It's important then to find suppliers that not only fulfill your product needs, but also align with your business objectives. So when we talk about suppliers, we're talking about efficiency, reliability, and quality control. And you have to really understand there is a slight difference between dropshipping vendors versus dropshipping wholesalers. So dropshipping vendors are suppliers who specialize in a specific product range. They often promote their items on dropshipping platforms and typically charge a higher price per unit than wholesalers. And dropshipping entrepreneurs eager to source unique products will find these vendors particularly beneficial. So that's for dropshipping vendors. And then you have dropshipping wholesalers. Those sell products in bulk at lower rates. So partnering with them allows you to extend competitive prices to your customers. So while many wholesalers maintain their own independent websites, it's also common for them to use various platforms and apps to promote their dropshipping services. So when we talk about the best dropshipping suppliers, in addition to Shein, Temu, and AliExpress, you have Alibaba, for instance. You have worldwide brands. Alibaba is based in China. You have worldwide brands based in the US. You have Salehu. So Salehu is actually based in New Zealand. Actually, it's pretty interesting, but yeah. And so Salehu is a directory. So they feature over 8,000 to 10,000 dropshipping wholesalers. And it primarily caters to e-commerce store owners using Amazon and eBay dropshipping. You also have Doba. So Doba is based in the US. So if you want a reliable dropshipping supplier to elevate your sales, Doba may actually help you out because they integrate with over 165 suppliers. They offer you a centralized ordering experience. And we also love the fact that they have a push to marketplace feature that simplifies eBay listings, okay? And you have Sunrise Wholesale, another US-based wholesaler. You have Mega Goods, they're based in the US also. You have Wholesale to Be, also based in the US. You have Modelist, also a US company. You have Auchan. Auchan is a French company. And so Auchan is a dropshipping app designed to serve online stores dealing in French products. It really sources products from leading French manufacturers and offers thousands of SKUs across various categories. And you also have Dropshipment, is based in Hong Kong. You have so the bottom line here is that whether you go with Shein versus Temu or AliExpress or all the other alternatives, you want to really do some research first. To do some research, you want to contact suppliers. You want to check their technology, very important. You want to order samples to see the quality of the product. You want to also order from the competition. You want to shortlist the right supplier for your business. And it's one of those things where you also have to have a system in place where you want to identify continuously fake dropshipping wholesalers. You want to be aware of ongoing fees. You want to expect some legitimate fees. You want to also to understand that real wholesalers do not sell to the public. Okay, so long story short, here is our decision: Shein versus Temu versus AliExpress. Which one should you go for? Without a doubt, we will go with AliExpress. If you want to go with Shein, if you are looking strictly to dropship females like women's clothing, that's what Shein is really good for. If you want to go for if you want to go with Temu, Temu is kind of cool in terms of dropshipping female clothing, but also other accessories. But AliExpress is the larger player here, offering all kinds of possibilities, and they've been doing this for many years now. compared to Shein or Temu, which are relatively new to this dropshipping space. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I did a quick compare and contrast between Shein, the AliExpress, and Temu. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.